Now I promise that after watching this YouTube chess video, you are going to gain 2 of 3 things. This video is going to be entertaining, educative, and this video is going to change the way you think in chess. I assure you of that. So you can like, you can share, you can subscribe as a form of huge encouragement to me. This game promises to be both entertaining and educative, and it also covers lots of blunders and inaccuracies to laugh and learn from. And mind you, these folks are 1700 rated, so expect the worst. Oof. Now this move started with a rare opening among we lower rated players. It started with knight to c3. Now white developed the knight, taking control of the center, hoping to develop more pieces in the center. Black immediately starts putting pawns in the center. As you can see that black now has the center. Now white develops the knight, attacking the pawn, hoping to capture. Black develops his knight to c6, defending the pawn on e5. Black struck in the center with d4. You will notice that this is common among beginner players, that the moment opponent offers a trade, they just accept the trade, accepting the fact that they have a choice to either capture or reject the trade. As you can see in this position, black should have pushed the pawn 1 square forward to e4, taking more space in the center and kicking away the knight. It's important that you kick away the knight. This position is actually looking good for black. Instead, black took and white took back. Now you can see that this position is kind of symmetrical, only that white now has more development. White is up a tempo. He has a development by a knight. This is where most beginners get it wrong. There's a general rule in chess that states in most positions develop the knight before the bishop, and this position is one of them. As you can see from this position, yes, it is important to develop your bishop to f5, but you have to take note of the weaknesses you have in your position. You can see that the moment black developed his bishop, white saw a weakness in the position by pinning the bishop to the knight. The rule in chess states that never trade a bishop for a knight. In this position, the trade is going to be legal because it gives black doubled pawns. And while I was just having faith in black, my hopes just got crushed because black out of the blues just developed the bishop. He was like, alright, I'm gonna lose this pawn. To hell with you, pawn. Who needs you? And while I was scrolling through this game, I got to this position and I stopped. Like, I just froze. I froze, and I was imagining black was thinking in this position. It's clear that white hung a pawn in the center. Black played this bishop move, hoping that when white captures the pawn in the center, he can give a check, giving a check to the king and exposing the knight. But as usual, black forgot that white can easily take back, and the black knight on c6 can't take back because the bishop on b5 pins the knight to the king, and this is very essential. None of this happened in the game as white goes further to shock me by playing queen to e2. This is most things that beginner players do in their games. They just see a check and they are like, I'm gonna give it. And we beginner players, we do it quite a lot. We just give a check, just no clear intention, but just to feel like we are giving a check. And white does just that, and black made a move that sort of makes sense but has some flaws to it. Now there's a rule in chess that states never undevelop a developed piece, and you can see moves back that black actually developed this knight to e6 to d6, and all of a sudden black undevelops the knight. Now this move is actually justified because it blocks the undevelopment of the bishop, blocks the check to the king, and pulls up the line of sight for the queen to defend the pawn on d5. This move is actually amazing at the level of a 1700 rated player. White further jumped in the center, and this move is totally good, no doubt, but think of a position instead of white developing this bishop, white jumps in with the center with the knight. This move continues to put black under pressure. White developed the bishop and the game continued. Black developed the knight and white traced his bishop for the knight. To white's credit, black has double pawns. In this particular position, I asked myself a couple of questions, and one of which is, how can white go wrong in this particular position? And as most of you expect, white did not disappoint me, as instead of castling or developing the knight to the center, white played h3. And I sat on my table actually for quite some time trying to comprehend the reason for this move. And after I put a lot of energy into my thought process, I came up with the only idea why white would have played this move, and that is in the future to play h4 and start an attack to the king. But even at that is not a good enough reason to blow up your advantage like this. And oh, white didn't fail me, as white played h3. And while I was still trying to recover from that blow of a move, black proceeded to play c5. And I was like, are we just moving pawns now? I'm prepared for the worst. If white decides to take black's bishop for the queen, I will not still be shocked because I've seen enough. Now, this move is not the best move. It's actually an inaccuracy, but you can see reasons with white why white played this move. And black castled. White follows suit. Black decided to attack the pawn on b2. Just like I thought, white decided to also attack black's bishop f5. And folks, this is chaos because we are all just moving pieces now. Don't think about the opponent's threat, just move your piece. Okay, I moved, time for me to move, yo. And now time for me to move, as this is actually a blunder because white can simply take, and once you take back you can capture, and before he even takes back, you can capture the bishop with a check, and as the king moves, just capture back, and life is damn good for white. This is exactly what white did, as white took the bishop and white took back. Just when I was about having hope in white to give a check first, once the king moves, you pick up the knight. White fails me and captures the knight. Now this is not a bad move, but then it's white didn't fully utilize winning advantage or the winning opportunity that he got.
Yeah, folks, this is all for today. Expect
As
a
usual,
part 2
white
in
now.
my next video.
As usual,
Thank
black
you
now
for watching.
defends
Please
the
like,
bishop.
share, and subscribe.